Hey there, my name is Pravus and welcome to more Hearts of Iron 4. We are playing as Austria-Hungary and we are going for the Miklos Horthy and the Habsburg Prince achievements, which requires owning a lot of land, and you can see this here. It's quite the list. We've managed to get Austria on our side already and unite them under Otto von Habsburg, so that's going great. Of course, Budapest is the capital, but don't worry about that too much. Now we're trying to get Czechoslovakia, and this is going to be tricky on so many different fronts here. Because we do need to time things out carefully with Germany, because once they start demanding the Sudetenland, the odds of them accepting annexation or puppeting is pretty darn high. So I'm going to be trying for that. And then also, in order to get them to be annexed, we need 20% world tension. Now, that doesn't sound that bad. Except, this is a thing that's not covered in most of the guides that I read on Reddit or saw on YouTube. They changed world tension. Not too long ago in a patch since the last DLC came out. It used to be, if you go to Yugoslavia and you start justifying a war goal, you'd instantly get, let's say, 7% more world tension. If you're below 20%, when you get to Czechoslovakia, no problem, just justify on 1 or 2 people, boom, you're above 20%, you're fine. No longer how it works. Now when you justify, it actually takes time to build up to that 7% over the course of the 235 days. The result being that now we need to time things with Germany, and we need to time out our justifications on people in order to actually get what we want with Czechoslovakia. And ideally, I'd really like to try to get these guys to like me in some way or another, because I'm pretty sure having a high opinion does matter. And if we start building up world tension, then that's not going to work. We'll never get into the positive. So this has just suddenly become really, really difficult in so many different ways. I foresee having to restart this achievement multiple times. I'm hoping I don't. That'd be really great if I didn't, but I could see it being a thing. Let's go ahead and start preparing a collaboration government against the UK, by the way, since we've got the... we currently have the spy network. We might as well get this going. Anything that helps take down the allies a little bit faster is still going to be worthwhile. Let's go ahead and start working on some anti-air. I know I do want some of that. We can trade for a little bit more steel with someone I'm not going to be fighting anytime soon. We have machine guns for our jet airplanes, our fighters. That's going to be helpful. Not jets, not yet anyway, but that would be nice if so. So the question is, what do we go for after this research slot? We could go for more factories. I could also start working toward the Bled Agreement, which gets rid of the Treaty of Trianon, which lets me start actually getting, you know, conscription laws so I can have more manpower. And that matters because if I don't get Czechoslovakia annexed, we do need 200,000 to go ahead and move on to Romania. So it's kind of important I go for that. We might actually swap over to the Bled Agreement instead of getting the factories. I want the factories, but I'm not sure that that's actually going to be a very good deal for me. So let's go ahead and now move on to... I guess we can move on to the theoretical air forces just for a cheaper air doctrine. 25 more army experience is nice, but not the end-all be-all, really. What do we want after this? Great question. Let's go ahead and start working on some infantry equipment. We'll do the same as soon as we are done with the interwar artillery, which is about now. Get the support equipment going like so. And do we start with the justification on people now? I feel like we've got to start doing the justify war goal on these guys now. I'll do one on Yugoslavia and I'll do one on Bulgaria, because I don't like Bulgaria. Working on 2 of these simultaneously should be enough to start generating some of that world tension. Now I just need to get up to 20% and then we can basically stop, or at least stop on one of them, probably Yugoslavia, because I don't think the timing is going to work out for me. But we can pull back at least a little bit, and hopefully that's enough to counteract the natural degradation in world tension that's occurring of 0.5 per month. I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping this works. It may not, but I really don't want to have to do a lot of RNG restarts, which is kind of what's looking like it might happen. There's like a good chance, but we'll see. I've seen some people say it's like a 25% chance that Czechoslovakia accepts being annexed outright. I've seen some people say it could be 90% if you do it right. I don't believe them, but that's what they say. So like, maybe we get lucky, maybe we don't. I don't know. Yep, there we go. By the way, world tension is going up. And we can see that every point that we get is reducing my opinion with them by 3. We are never going to be able to get into the positive, are we? Nope, we'll improve it as much as we can when we get close. But no, we are never going to be getting the Czechs to like me exactly. By the way, we can take a look at the intel and see how Germany's doing on troops. They probably have about 600 and something thousand, maybe 620,000, I would guess, maybe a bit more. Manpower already deployed. They need 725 in order to move on to the last stage of the claiming of the Sudetenland. Let's go ahead and research things like the engines. I should go ahead and start producing some planes in a little bit. But yeah, that's going to be a thing. Well, we'll see what happens in just a second. I'm kind of banking on them having to do at least a couple more focuses and give me a chance to bank up some political power. Let's do the blood agreements. We'll try to get rid of that whole Treaty of Trianon thing. Hopefully that's correct. We're doing the secret rearmament right now, which is nice at least. No. Okay, let's go ahead and get a tank designer, because I do think I'm going to get some tanks at some point in the near-ish future. And we can go ahead and do an air doctrine. Do I want battlefield support, or do I want strategic destruction? People always say strategic destruction's great. I personally really like battlefield support because I like going for a lot of the ground support. Though, to be fair, strategic destruction does have a lot of good stuff there as well. Strategic bombing. I just rarely do bombing, that's the thing. I very rarely do the bombing. I'm gonna go for the battlefield support. Let's go ahead and make that one a cheap one. Fighter detection, not a big deal. But I mean, like, we'll just go ahead and get it. It's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and design a quick fighter, just something with a lot of guns and just enough engine to get it in the air. Honestly, should be enough. I don't need much, at least for now. We'll get better fighters and stuff later, but this should be at least temporarily okay. Here's the infantry equipment. Let's go ahead and start working on some medium tanks, I think. That wouldn't be a bad plan. And if we're going to do that, we might as well go ahead and start getting the welded armor and maybe even the armor skirts. Both of those end up being pretty good. How are we doing as far as manpower, Germany? Still not at the 725 that they need, so I bet you they're going to finish this focus. They're going to do one more, and then they're going to go for Sudetenland, which means after this focus, I should stop doing focuses at all, bank up 10 days, and just start raking in the political power. That's what I should do, so that's what I'm going to do. We're at 15% world tension, by the way. It goes up to 18%. Thank you, Germany. And now we do nothing, but there's the Bled Agreement at least. So now we can revoke the Treaty of Trianon somewhere, right? Or do we get a pop-up on that? Claims on Memel, blah, 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 blah. The Bled Agreement, there we go. All right, so we get rid of this, start getting some recruitable population, and we can start building up our military factories a heck of a lot faster. We did get our collaboration against London, by the way. 45%? Jesus. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's try to do the same thing over here with Paris. Anything that makes the Allies capitulate faster is good because I really want to take them down before the USA joins. If they do, we're going to have a hard time owning the territory I need to get the achievement. We're just going to control it. And I'm not going to be able to take on the US easily, not anytime soon, and neither will Germany for that matter, because they're going to go fight the Soviets. And I really don't want the Germans to get that strong. So, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit tricksy, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and move on to things like volunteer only, by the way. There's no reason not to, since you don't save any political power by jumping directly up to things like limited conscription or so. So we might as well start mobilizing some troops. I really need to get some manpower, get these troops up to full strength. I don't know if that makes a difference, actually, with the Czechs' opinion of me. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Let's go ahead and start improving relations, by the way, on the off chance this helps. I don't think we'll get into the positive, but we'll get close. Anyway, we'll start working on that. Get the manpower going. I'll be able to get fighters and stuff. That's going to be good. We'll go for the next level. Yeah, we just need manpower in the field badly. And actually, we're already up to 160,000. 200 is the mark that I'm looking for in order to be able to move on to the next stage with Romania and team. That's what I want. We could, by the way, theoretically, improve relations with Germany and then use a spy to apply some pressure and try to get these guys to accept a non-aggression pact. So that if I fail to get what I need with Czechoslovakia, with the Sudetenland, at the very least, I can get the Germans to not follow through and attack me. This is a little bit risky, but I'm going to try this and hedge some bets. I don't think we need to do this per se, but we're going to try it. Let's start getting some extra towed artillery and stuff. I need a little bit more of that, plus let's say some infantry equipment, support equipment, and CAS. Yeah, we'll go for tanks and stuff later, I promise, but for now, this is just going to have to be good enough. All right, so once they're done with this, they're going to go for the Sudetenland. I'm just telling you that right now. It's going to happen. By the way, we have generated enough of that world tension. Let's go ahead and cancel the justification on Yugoslavia. Even though they're the ones I want to attack, I guarantee you I'm not going to be able to time that out correctly and still take on Romania, so we're just going to ignore that for the moment. Let's go for the armor skirts, by the way, on my tanks. I just like having those extra modules. They're pretty helpful. Could go for another air doctrine. Could go for an land doctrine here pretty soon. Not going to worry about that quite yet. When do you finish with this one? This is the real question. When do you finish with this? And it's going to be very soon. I do need to get a spy over here to apply some diplomatic pressure on Germany. What are the odds we get the non-aggression pact? Not good. We need to apply a lot of diplomatic pressure on them. You know what? Forget France for the minute. Just forget France. Let's just apply a lot of diplomatic pressure. and see if we can force these guys to accept a non-aggression pact, at least for now, because then they're not going to mess with me, as far as Czechoslovakia is concerned. Let's go ahead and move up to the limited conscription law, which means now we're starting to get... Oh, there goes secret rearmament, apparently. All right, but there goes that, so now we're at least getting the manpower up and a-running. Well, we're almost not at 20% world tension, for the record. We're really close. Uh-oh. Tell me this isn't actually going to go down. I hope it's going up, because if it's not going up, it means I actually timed Yugoslavia wrong, and I should have let it go for 1 or 2 more ticks. I'm just saying, I'm going to get real peeved if I've done this wrong, but it's totally possible that that's what's going to happen. Oh, God. I can start justifying again right now, just to be safe. No, I can't. I need 16 more political power. Oops. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get there. 10.4. Let's go ahead and start the justification. I'm wasting so much political power, but start building this back up, for God's sake. Build it back up. Build it back up. Don't you do this to me. Don't you do this to me. I need that. I need that to go back up. Go to 21%. All right, go to 21%. I'm starting to build it up now, that's for sure. Oh, God. Go to 21 just so I feel better about it. Round up, round up, round up. War against Bulgaria, blah, blah, blah. Duly noted. Ah! Okay, just barely in time. This is the moment of truth. Let's see if they accept. Yes! Okay, okay. They are going to be annexed. We did it. Okay, okay, okay. All right, hang on. You might think, click the button. No, don't do it. Don't do it. This is a trick that I read on Reddit, which I'm almost positive they said that they stole from a Bittersteel idea, a Bittersteel video, so kudos where it goes. Bittersteel did this. It's scummy as frick what I'm about to do. So right now, we can click a button and just get Czechoslovakia. They cease existing as a tag. We eat them. When the Germans finish with this, they're going to demand Sudetenland from whoever owns it, which includes me, for the record. And if I don't give it to them, they can go to war with me, which I would lose. However, if we wait until as they finish this, and I mean like within an hour of them finishing it, they will send the demand to Czechoslovakia. Czechoslovakia will have to take a few ticks to respond. We click the button, Czechoslovakia doesn't exist, so even if the AI in the background says yes, Germany gets nothing, they never get to do anything. It is a stupidly scummy thing. Okay, pause, pause. We're gonna slow down on our time here because I really don't want to mess this up. With the second that this is done, and I mean the second this is done, we have to pause and click the button. All right? Just got a second it's done, which is gonna be any second now. I'm just gonna start progressing a couple hours at a time because I ain't taking stupid risks. We're doing this. It's scummy. I feel bad about it. You should be embarrassed to be a gamer in this moment. All right? There it is. He sent it. Click. Now we will not get it, and we own Czechoslovakia, including all their troops. All right. All right. Now what do? We want to demand stuff from Transylvania. That's the next thing that I'm going to do. But we just got all of this. We got all their troops. All of them! All of the troopsies. It's so good. And we get all their factories. We're up to 76 all of a sudden. Oh, it's going to be glorious. And Czechoslovakia, I believe, is a fully cored nation as well. So we just totally sidestepped some of the RNG as far as with things with Germany. They are weak. They get none of this. We get the forts. Now I'll be able to use this as a defensive line whenever I have to fight Germany. We can make a beeline for Berlin. Everything suddenly starts looking a whole lot better. It really does. Okay, let's start by sending a bunch of troops up to the front lines with a bunch of different people. So the question now becomes, how are we going to bully Romania? If you can do so very effectively, I'm going to be a happy camper. If we can't, this can still get hairy. There's still RNG, believe it or not. We're not done yet. Let's go ahead and start designing a quick medium tank. Ideally, something halfway decent with some pretty strong armor for survivability reasons. Wouldn't mind getting some high reliability. We'll go to welded armor. Need to get some high engine plus some armor like so. 92% reliability is really good. 7 kilometers per hour is slow, but okay. This is a somewhat expensive tank. 13 production's not as good as it could be, but it also could be a freaking heck of a lot worse. So I'm gonna live with that, and we're gonna pretend it's not a problem. Okay? As long as you don't tell, I won't tell. Let's go ahead and start importing a whole bunch more of the steel, because I know I need that, plus some extra tungsten. Thank you kindly. We do not need to apply pressure on Germany anymore. What we could do is start going for collaboration governments. And I think I will do that, as crazy as it sounds, knowing that we are going to be fighting against Germany at some point. Being able to make them die faster is going to make my life easier at some point. We've already got the collaboration I need against the UK, and let's be honest, it's not really that important against France, because France is going to die sometime soon anyway. Let's go ahead and start working on some production efficiency. Sounds pretty good. And then, yeah, I'm going to see what happens with this. How are we doing as far as supply? Not good. Let's go ahead and swap over to trucks. I probably am actually going to need to start producing some trains, because I don't think we have any yet. Or rather, we have some, but not many. So we're going to end up needing it. There is a supply hub here and here, so when we fight Romania, it's absolutely critical I take these two territories and sit on it. And then I pretty much need to fight against Yugoslavia really hard, if at all possible. It just depends on what happens with Romania. Because what's going to happen is they're almost certainly going to reject my demands, okay? That is pretty much a guarantee as far as what's going to happen. Then it becomes a matter of, do we get anything out of them, or do I get nothing? If I get anything out of them, we're going to be fine. If I don't, well, then we're going to feel stupid. Oh, we can also cancel our justification on Yugoslavia. There's no way we were going to finish that for a while. So we'll hold off on that. I do think there's a chance we finish our claim against Bulgaria. Single-handedly fighting against Romania, Yugoslavia, and Bulgaria is going to be really tough. I'm not going to say it's impossible, I'm just going to say it's hard. Romania refuses to give up Transylvania, not really surprising. Let's go ahead and start constructing a bunch more military factories by the way. We can focus on another one of these focuses, and we'll do that. So we want to go for the second option. What this is going to give me is a justify war goal time of minus 50%. If I can hold off on, keep this event going long enough to finish with Bulgaria, we'll be able to start justifying on Yugoslavia before it goes away, and we'll have a 100-day justification instead of 300-day, which I think is going to be worth it. The alternative is we cancel on Bulgaria and just say, forget it, not worth it right now, and we just go ahead and start working on Yugoslavia, like, now. Which we could do. We could do that. Seems risky, but we could do it. I wanted to wait, let's say, 10 days-ish before I click the event, which is about now, so we'll say they went too far this time. This is going to lead to a mediator thing, and I need to send someone to improve relations with the Germans real quick, because I'm going to ask them to be my mediators. We might be about to kick off World War II early if Germany accepts, but it depends on how this works out. So we can approach Germany. I do think that that's going to be the right call, so let's do that. Bulgaria is 5 days away, by the way, from finishing their thing. We're going to see. If Romania gives me all of Transylvania, hey, so much the better. A compromise. Okay. We get North Transylvania. That's not much, but it's something. Okay. And we're still going to go to war against Romania. So, like, this is okay. I do not want to click this yet, though. I want to wait until this is done, which is about to happen. And then we're going to start a justification going on Yugoslavia for 100 days, and then we're going to click on this, and we get Northern Transylvania, and that's that. I'm not going to go all the way over here unless we think we can go crazy on Romania and just push. I don't think we can. I'm going to do a fallback line in the mountains here where I'm going to have plenty of supply, and we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 infantry and assign them here. And this should be a decent front line. I'll let you hold on to this, but as long as I have the supply hubs here, which I do, this becomes a very defensible position. Now, I can focus my attention on killing Yugoslavia fast. And we have until April 10th to commit our fight against Bulgaria, who, by the way, is justified by France. So you're telling me that I'm probably not going to be able to take Bulgaria until World War II starts, which means I'm going to lose this claim, which means I've been bamboozled and we're going to lose some stability. Okay. Thanks for that, France. That was nice of you. No, it really was. I appreciate it. I really do. The question now becomes, are they going to justify, are we going to guarantee the independence of Yugoslavia? Because if they do, that's going to suck. I just want to start eating up the Balkans like the old-fashioned way. Okay? I just want to eat up the Balkans. I just want to be a warmonger. Look, I protected Czechoslovakia. Okay? I protected them. I didn't annex them. I didn't conquer them. I'm a peacemaker, France and UK. I am a big fat peacemaker. Honestly, though, it's not even the worst thing in the world if I do fight the Allies, because we're not that far off from Germany going to war against Poland. Danziger War can fire off pretty much at any point now. I mean, they're going for, like, the Second Vienna War and stuff, and there's no point. But, like, they're doing it. That's fine. But they can do this at any time now. So World War II will begin soon. And at that point, all we do is just join the Axis and say, screw it, I'm eating all of this. But I want to kill them without joining the Axis so I don't have to share in the glory. That's what I want to do. We'll see if it works out that way. Got the Györ program. Let's go for the domestic industry. That gets me some more much-needed military factories. We're pretty low on manpower, so I need to have some political power available to swap over to an extensive conscription the second we need to. Would also be really nice to get the war economy. So if I can start saving up a lot of political power, that wouldn't be a bad plan. I actually probably could have, like, not gotten myself a military theorist, which is what I just did, so I'd be able to get myself more doctrines. That might not have been a bad plan. That said, let's go ahead and get some upgrades for just the raw organization on my leg infantry. It's leg day, don't you know? I think that's still going to be helpful. What else do we want to do? Probably get things like engineers up and running. That's not a bad plan. Swap over to better infantry equipment. We've got a couple more factories on support equipment, so we're producing some. Yeah, we lost our war goal against Bulgaria, so that sucks, but you know what? It is what it is. We got bamboozled slightly. I should have canceled that, and I didn't. Oh well. We got the upgrades we were looking for the artillery, and now we can go ahead and start working on things like upgrades to recon and so on. Really wish I had used my, I had gotten dispersed industry sooner, so I wouldn't have used my 100% ahead of time bonus, so I could have saved that for later, but oh well, that's gonna have to be okay. Still no one guaranteeing Yugoslavia except for Romania, so this is still going okay. Zog submits to Italy. Yep, so that's all taken care of. Stronger Italy, not good, but like, me. It's gonna be fine. Italy is ultimately my enemy. Now that we got Sudetenland, I don't actually care that much about Germany. But I very much do care about Italy. I care a whole lot about Italy. 8 more days, by the way, before we can get our first collaboration government with the Germans, which is going to be awesome. Come on, nobody helped them. That's what I was looking for, so now we can declare the war. So I think that we go ahead, declare war on Yugoslavia now, and we're fighting Romania too. We're about to anyway, but I'm going to hold my line here. What I care about now is looking for a quick area where I can start punching through fast on the Yugoslavians. Let's try punching through wherever I can get some flanking bonuses. And we should have a lot of casts and stuff in place to get the air superiority, so that's fine by me. You guys go forward a little bit. Tanks get across, get to Zagreb. My goal now, quickly move across down here, surround a few units, so it becomes that much easier to kill them all. All right, and then do nothing against Romania. They took the mountains. This should not be very good defensive terrain for them. We've got the supply hubs. That's why getting northern Transylvania is so good. They don't have many supply hubs, so they're not going to be very, very strong. That said, I mean, there is still an opportunity to go ahead and attack here a little bit. So I guess I'm okay with doing this a little bit, but let's not go too crazy here, okay? They've left a few openings in their front lines over here close to the river, which is good. I'm going to try to pin these guys down so that they can't help. Let's make sure we control this area. I really want to try to push further up to the river. This is going to be a very micromanagement intensive war, which is not my favorite kind of war, to be honest. But it often ends up being a pretty solid challenge, so let's just see where I can take really good attacks of opportunity and try to take these guys down a few pegs. That's World War II, by the way. So that's officially begun. I'll let you guys have your fun, your little fight. I'm gonna focus on my other stuff. Let's go ahead and get the extra research slot. That seems like it's never a bad plan. Always good to have. This is officially a small surround on some units, so let's go ahead and close that front line quickly. Let's make sure that these guys all die so that they do not break through. That's at least a few major losses for them. We're gonna go ahead and start working our way down along the coast. One really good thing that can come out of this whole thing, by the way, is I would love to steal the Romanian and Yugoslavian Navy, since I haven't had one up to this point. So it would make sense to get that if we can. Hey, go to Belgrade. Just take this. If they don't have a lot, and with my tanks and stuff, we should be okay, then this is going to be fine. Let's take a look at the Hungarian-Romanian War. Yugoslavia is only 39% of the way towards capitulation. I honestly would have thought it was more. But okay, that's fine. We're just still going to take away things like their victory points over here. As long as we hold on to this, I feel pretty good about myself. Okay, so the capital for them should be down. That means that all of a sudden they're 75% of the way towards capitulation. If we can just run in over here with some infantry, I do believe we've got them. Go ahead and pin these guys down as much as we can. We're getting into Sara as well. And that's Yugoslavia down, thank you. Awesome. All right, with that done, we're taking everything. You don't have a navy? You don't have a navy? Ah, it sucks. All right, fine. I'm taking all of this anyway. It's mine. All right. No navy. Man, that makes me sad. Confirm and exit. Now, I reorient all of my troopsies, and we get ready to go and smash Romania. Goal's pretty straightforward. We're going to have infantry focusing mostly around the mountains and stuff like that, pushing along here. Tanks and stuff trying to cross the river as fast as we can, get ourselves a bit of a beachhead. And then we will hopefully be able to make a push directly to Bucharest, but they are not prepared to fall right here, so if we're fast, we might be able to get across the river. That's what I wanted to see. Getting across the river is huge, saves me so much effort, because otherwise this was about to become very unpleasant trying to break through this large river crossing. We should be okay over here. Now they're trying to stop me from moving this direction, but it ain't gonna be enough, mind you. And there we go. All right, perfect. So some of you guys push up this way, get along over here, make a beeline for Bucharest. The rest of you guys push down this way along the river, and we should be able to start sniping these guys down pretty effectively from here on out. Get up over here. You guys get up over Mya. And I don't really care beyond that. That's pretty much going to be it. Once we take down Bucharest, they should start running out of supply pretty quick. And now my cavalry should be able to do the job from here on out. Let's just make sure we get a few more key victory points. You guys, for example, get up over here. You guys can try pushing up this direction, but I no longer think it really matters that much. Romania is going to fall in just a moment. We should have some cavalry able to take that. There we go. And you have a navy. Hey, I'm going to take all your screening ships. Submit the demands. Then I'm going to take all your land. Submit the well, hang on. Bessarabia? No, I'm going to take it all. Maybe we end up having to fight the Soviets later. I don't know, but that's all done. Excellent. Got it. Boom. Now we can reintegrate the Empire. And I get all of that as cores, and we're about to see our military explode. Lots of manpower, lots of factories. All these occupied territories, or at least a lot of them, should become states at this point. We're looking way, way, way better. Now the question is, how do I get in on World War II and help out Germany? That's what I need to figure out. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.